How is it possible that so many people of us have been accomplishing so much in their lives, are so successful, and still we are feeling a struggle of not being fulfilled, of not being ready, of not having that thing that we want to have? This is a profound crisis that many of us experience, and I like today to explore with those of you who are successful in life and that are still not feeling very fulfilled what this is all about and what we can do about it. Because actually, let's be clear, we want to have success in the physical, manifest world, but we also want to feel fulfilled inside. So a classic of not feeling fulfilled is that we're doing more of what we have already been doing, more action, more tasks, more projects. But what is happening inside of us is that we are having a lack, that we're feeling that something is missing, that we're maybe burned out, that we feel depressed. There are so many aspects of that. And when we have this kind of experience inside of us, it's time to make a change. Because actually, if you want to do that for the next couple of years, you can maybe do that, but it will not be very fulfilling, and it will also not make you happy. And to cope with all of that, most of the time we are just doing more and more and more. Or there are mood swings, or we have cravings, and many of us have addictions just to cope with that, to just not feel the inner pain of not being fulfilled, even that we are doing so many things. I myself have been in the same exact place. I was very accomplished working in movie productions, and I always had this dream of doing this huge movie project, like as the head of this project, and I worked my ass off for that. So for 10 years, I was doing hours and hours and hours of work to finally get this chance to have this big project and to see my name in the cinema and being all responsible for that. So I did this kind of work, and then after a few years, I got this kind of project, this big and very, I would say, like huge responsibility project for myself. And I did all that I can, and I worked a lot, I did all the tasks, I gave my best, so to speak. I really gave my best. And then there was the premiere, like this moment when you go to the cinema with the director and all the stars, and you are watching the movie the first time. And so I was sitting there and I was waiting for the big shebang, like this thing that I have been working for so many hours and spent all of my life for just to get to this moment. And then when the movie was ending and the credits were scrolling up and I saw my name, what happened? Nothing. I did not feel anything at all. This was a moment that was so profound, that was so devastating in a way, because I recognized sitting there that all the work that I did brought me to this moment. I was just all the time projecting into the future. When this moment happens, I'm the most lucky person in the world. I will be super happy and fulfilled and everything will be fine. But I felt nothing. And I recognized if I now feel nothing, the next project will not do better. So in a way, I recognized instantly in this moment, I have to find out what happened here. How was it possible that a person like me, intelligent, kind of aware, trying to do their best, going for years into one direction just to find out that I was not going into the direction where I was finding more fulfillment. And so in the week after this moment, I quit my job. And at that time, I was not in a good place. As I said, coping mechanisms. I was working like crazy. I had a lot of different addictions, substance abuse, overeating, all these kind of things that you do when you're stressed out, when you're trying not to feel the eternal struggle inside. And first and foremost, I had to take care of myself. So I was going to therapy, I was going to coaching, and there were big questions coming up. Like, who am I? How is it possible? How do I work? How does that all work? What is the mind? What is consciousness? And I was going on a profound journey finding all of these things out, because I recognized if I don't find out more about who I am and how I came into this situation, nothing will make sense. So I was traveling around the world. I was meeting with teachers that really helped me to go beyond conventional thinking. I myself became a therapist and a coach, and I worked with lots of successful and accomplished people that were at the same kind of situation. They were accomplishing a lot, they were doing all the right things, and still something was missing. And what was this thing? That thing that is missing inside. So if there's one single thing that is most important in my perspective, and also from the work that I did with hundreds of people, this one thing that makes all the difference in life is your consciousness. Consciousness is key on the journey of being accomplished and feeling fulfilled at the same time. And we will in this channel explore different perspectives, strategies, practices, things that help us to understand consciousness better, not just in a philosophical way, because there's great content out there, but in a way that truly makes a shift in your life, that truly helps you to become more who you truly are. And to know more who you truly are is so important because, as I said, we are going through profound change in these times, and it's really important to know that, because then you can align yourself, you can align your actions, and you know where you are wanting to go. What is really needed? What are your boundaries? What do you like to achieve? In 2025, with all the things that are happening on the world scene in regard to AI, with all the strong transformations that are taking place, it's really time to hone in and focus on what really matters for you so that you can become fulfilled. Because actually, if we are not tapping into this potential that we have, and it's not about having good days all the time, but feeling a strong inner connection with ourselves and knowing that we are on the right track. I would say if you are not finding out right now, in these times, who you are, what is your inner self, what is consciousness, what are the things that truly mean something to you. And when you are doing that, of course, the experience that you have is a much richer, much more fulfilling experience. And this is what we are longing for. So worldly achievement combined with enlightenment, with spiritual, mental, emotional radiance that can take place is a super powerful path for you. And as said before, in 2025, even more so than ever, because when we recognize that with all the transformation that is going on in the technological world with AI and these kind of things, the one thing that really makes a difference is who you are and what you can bring and how you work. And it's not just thoughts, it's all of who you are. This is your biggest asset. This is, so to speak, the capacity that you have and that you bring into life. This is what really makes all of you so important in this life, in this world. And consciousness, not as a woo esoteric concept, but as the foundational base, the fundamental base that is the base of your reality. Because if you understand consciousness, not just as a philosophical principle, but as an active, alive dynamic inside of you, and you are building upon these insights, and you are using them creatively, it makes a huge difference, because suddenly the eyes that you are looking through, the perspectives that you are able to gain are totally different. And when you see different things, your life becomes different. If you want to be productive, efficient, and effective, it's the most logical thing to start with consciousness. When we understand better what consciousness is, how it works inside of you, how it works through you, of course, shifts in habits, behaviors, and actions will follow. This is absolutely clear, because when you are shifting your access to consciousness, when you are shifting to a state in which you use that actively, consciously, deliberately, with more awareness and presence, there is a huge shift in the way you can transform yourself, you can understand things, you will choose different things for your life, and this has ripple effects in all areas. So in reality design, we like to shift from unconscious action to conscious participation in the dynamics of life, the inner world and the outer world. And all the sages in thousands of years have said, repeated again and again and again, that mastery, like self-mastery, inwardly and outwardly, is the key to a more beautiful and more profound life experience. This is all about worldly achievement and enlightenment. It's not one thing or the other. And I know that there are many New Age philosophies out there and also many great old teachings that say, go deny the world, go into the mountain, be an ascetic, whatever that is. But I'm talking here about a very modern, very integrated and very profound way of living where you really integrate all of the dimensions that you are as a human being, and in a way you learn to bring all of the things together that seem to be duality. So reality design is to find this inner gold, your gold, who you are and what you can bring and what you want and what you are able to do and what you're not able to do, all these kind of things that make you you. This is the gold the alchemists were always seeking for, and we look into how you can get more of this gold and use it for the better. But how do I know this? When I was studying hundreds of books and texts from all sorts of religions, spiritual paths, science, I recognized that the greatest thinkers and the greatest realized masters and teachers seemed to be in contact with something that I didn't know what it was, but I recognized and felt I want to be in contact with this something too, because they seem to have access, they seem to be in alignment, they seem to have resources that they are using that I didn't have, and I wanted to have them because I recognized there is something deeper, something more meaningful we can tap into that makes a huge difference in how we express in life. And when these amazing thinkers and creators and people are in touch with that, I can be in touch with that too. And you can be in touch with that too. And this is what this channel is all about. So the question to ask is, how fulfilled do you really feel? This is not about having sometimes a good day and a bad day, because this actually is pretty human and it's normal. But still, on the bad days, to have a strong inner connection, self-compassion, self-love, not negative self-talk all the time, but a deep bond with yourself, with life, with others. Check in for yourself. How do you feel yourself? How much are you committed to you? And this is not about egocentric thought. So this is about having a really good and nurturing and helpful and resourceful relationship with yourself. And for those of you who like to go a little bit deeper, here's a little practice. So take 10 minutes of time, take a sheet of paper or something where you can write with your hand, not with the keys, with handwriting is much better. Take a sheet of paper and write down, "Dear self, I seek you." And then you just write whatever comes. What you are missing, what you like, what you want to find out, what is a weight on your heart, what you like to let go, whatever comes, just let it flow, just write. It's so powerful because when you are addressing this wish, this dedication to seek yourself, to get inspiration, to heighten your intuition, this can happen very fast. The guidance that you can get from the unconscious, from the self, from all the different aspects of you that you are not aware of right now is incredible. And writing such a letter can have a huge impact. Many of my clients that have been doing it, they were astonished what comes up there, and they were also astonished how much of it became true when they were asking for help and support to get to this point. It's like building a conscious relationship with these hidden or not aware aspects of you, and this is very powerful work for all of us who like to become reality designers and who like to become deeply connected with the true essence of who you are. This channel is for all of you who sense and feel that there are deeper dimensions to fulfillment and success. Finding out who you truly are is the most important thing that you can do in your life, and I would say also right now, in these times of profound shift. I say that only focusing on scientific materialism will not bring the fulfillment that you are longing for. It's really important to incorporate the wisdom and the insight of thousands of years of human development, bringing in the deepest levels of understanding of consciousness, of reality, of you, the self, and we use all of what we have to explore that. So if you like that, subscribe to this channel. I'm really looking forward to go onto this journey with you together. And I'm also very curious, have you accomplished something in your life and when you had it, you felt empty afterwards, like I did when I was in the movie cinema and I was recognizing I have done all this work for nothing in a way? I'm super happy if you would like to share in the comments. And if you're curious about very specific aspects of consciousness work, of this reality design, of the deeper work to become more who we truly are, to find the goal, to find the self, let me know in the comments. I will use all of that to create the next episodes. Thank you and bye-bye.